Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am Leo's Harmony, and today we're taking a look at just a general reading, but I already have a few cards pulled out for you this time. So we have an archetype, and then we have another deck here that's going to give us more information. So that way we're kind of taking a look at the theme of your reading and then moving on to more details about it. So you go ahead and pick your card, go to your reading, and we can go ahead and get started. Okay, pile one. So you got Animal Bond. It says stand up for all animals. And then you got the Healer. So I don't think we need to read from the guidebook for these because it's pretty clear what this is about. There's something about you where you have this ability to kind of heal. And I think it relies on your ability to connect with animals. So in a way, maybe you are able to heal animals, or this can also be taken as you being able to heal others through animals, or animals are very healing for you as well. But I think in some regard, you're using animals to heal. Even though they might be healing for you, you're using them to heal somehow. So let's take a look at more oracle cards here to get more information about this. You got the card Good Romance. It says relationship, desire for partner, love, and couple. So maybe there's something for you here with someone else and animals, and it's kind of like, I don't know, like maybe you're making a business of like a little doggy daycare or something like that, along those lines. Um, but I think the whole romance thing doesn't necessarily have to be about love itself, like in a romantic sense. I think the romance here can also kind of just be significant for a relationship, and your relationship with animals and that bond that you have with them is very strong. We're going to pull from two more oracle decks before we move on to tarot. Oh, so your first card here that kind of fell out is Sub Rosa. It says hidden in plain sight mysteries, learning, and teaching. Let me pick up the other one from the ground. You got the Fertile Void. It says inner winter, rest, patience, potency, and secret beginnings. So I do want to pull from another deck. So I'm going to try to make space here to fit everything. You got Archangel Gabriel with self-expression, creativity, and North Star. So there's some like type of need for you to be creative, and it does involve animals. I think with the rest and patience and secret beginnings, I think this is more talking about how you're kind of figuring this out. Maybe you've always felt it, but you never actually acted on it or really, gave it a good thought, where you just kind of like let it go and you're like, oh, this isn't really like a big deal, or this isn't really like a thing. I'm just overthinking or something like that. But like now I think like you're really realizing maybe I do have a connection to animals. And it's something that was hidden in plain sight. It was a mystery, learning and teaching. So like you're learning about it and you're teaching yourself. Like this is a thing. This isn't fake. So with um Archangel Gabriel here, it talks about creativity and self-expression. So maybe you're not really expressing yourself the way that you need to. You're not really going for it instead of like just holding back on it. But let me pull some tarot cards and I'll be right back. Okay, pile one. So you got the Eight of Swords, you got the Eight of Wands, you got the Nine of Pentacles, you got the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. So it's interesting how you start with 8 8 and then you move on to 1 1. So that can be significant for some of you. So you kind of start off with the Eight of Swords here. If you kind of notice, she's kind of bound. So I think this is kind of speaking in a way of how you kind of bound your ability here because you kind of kept telling yourself, no, this isn't right. This isn't what's actually happening. I'm just overthinking things. That's kind of crazy. But no, you're not crazy in thinking that. You were actually correct. Your intuition was right the entire time. It's pretty much like how you were starting this journey here and never really actually got to it because you kept telling yourself no. Like this isn't right. With the Eight of Wands, it's kind of like you're making this, decision that makes you believe like yes, like this is right. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna go for this, I'm gonna go for that. So you're basically taking that step to kind of start something in order to receive everything that you want. With the Nine of Pentacles here, it's kind of like, oh, you're getting everything. This is fine. Like this is what I want. And in doing so, it's kind of like you're beginning a new version of yourself because you have the Ace of Cups here and then you have the Ace of Wands. So Cups always deals with emotions and Aces are about a beginning. Wands are about beginnings in terms of passions when it's the Ace of Wands. So not only are you starting a new passion, you're also starting a new passion that will heal you emotionally. So you're going to be more happy, but it's also something that you're very passionate about. So animals for you are such a big deal. And I think you really should make an effort to make a greater connection with them. So healing not only yourself through animals, but taking that and that experience and being able to heal other people with it. So I think you really do have this really good relationship with them. And you're able to understand them in a way that other people cannot. So animals are very important for you. You should go out into nature. You should go, volunteer at a vet, a clinic, or maybe even places where animals are adopted. So that'll be very good for you. And I think that'll kind of like unravel this mess that you put yourself in, where you don't like believe in yourself. You don't believe in this gift that you have that's actually there and has been there the entire time. It's just waiting for you to kind of like tap into it. So this reading has been very clear. I don't think there's a whole lot to say with this pile. So I'm going to pull a few closing cards here. First card is release. It says lighten your load. So it's kind of like you're releasing this. That's pretty clear, like where you're releasing things that don't really serve your highest purpose. You're releasing the like this ribbon that you have all around you because you bound yourself, right? And your gift. You got potential. The littlest key can open the heaviest door. So again, like this little key of like, oh, I'm just gonna cut this little string here. I'm just gonna unravel this and then I'm free. And that'll like open up so many possibilities for you. And I feel like in doing so and connecting with animals is a way for you to kind of unlock a greater potential for yourself. It says breathe. Slow down and contemplate the tea, violets and ivy tangled around the eaves. So I don't think it's something for you to worry about too much. Maybe you're overthinking things about like how you want to go about this, and I don't think it's like such a big deal, right? So it's pretty much just cut this, go be around animals, and that's it. There's no like huge plan, there's no huge like thing that you have to do. You don't have to make a potion, you don't have to go on this journey, you don't have to do all these really huge stuff to kind of, fix this. So I think you have all the necessary tools. You just kind of have to do it, and that's it. So I don't think there's much overthinking here. So to kind of fix that, you literally just stop telling yourself, no, this isn't true. Instead, just be like, yeah, it's true. I'm going to go be around animals now. I'm going to go to a park. And in doing so, you're going to heal yourself because then you really start believing what you're saying because it's actually, you can feel it. You can feel this bond with animals that you have that other people don't. And you're able to maybe connect with them in a way that other people can't. Some of you can even be animal mediums, so where you can really talk to animals and understand them in a way that others can't. For others, maybe you're just able to heal them energetically. That is your journey to find out, and that's something that you will do on your own. But that's something that will, reveal itself in time. It's not something that maybe he has to be informed to you right now. So that is it for you, pile one. This is like a really simple reading here, but I think that's completely fine. I hope you enjoyed this pile. If you did, make a like, comment, and subscribe. I wish you the best. If you would like a personalized reading, my Etsy is linked down below, but thank you for watching. Okay, pile 2, welcome to your reading. So you got Illusion, it says Embrace the Truth. You got the Fault Line, and you got the Eternal Child. So what this is kind of telling me is that there's some type of truth for you to kind of discover. So the fault line is about a crack, right? So you're cracking something open, and this is pretty much the truth. Maybe there's a lie that you have right now that needs to be opened so the truth can be revealed. And the eternal child is more about having that joy, that ambition, that creativity in life. So maybe there's something for you to embrace so that you can achieve that. Let me pull a few oracle cards and then we'll get more information about this. Seems like you got two here. Okay, so I cannot show one of them. I believe I can show this one. So you got morning dew. It says clarity, a fresh start, and a positive outlook. The other one is the crowning, initiation, thresholds, birth, rebirth, and a seat at the table. So basically what we just talked about. I'm going to try to move these here. And I'll keep this one on top of that one. I'm going to move this here. I'm going to pull from a different deck. Kind of feeling this one. Time to choose crossroads and decision, planning and proposal. So maybe there's a need for you to kind of choose between being comfortable in living like this lie versus living in truth. Let me get one last oracle deck. Oh wow, this one kind of just fell out. So this one's Archangel Jeremiah. Jeremiah. It says reflections, dreams, and visions. There we go. But we can move this a little bit. There. So there really is this weird thing going on here with you living in a lie and living in truth. And there's a need for you to kind of crack this open where you need to know the truth rather than living in like this lie. And whatever this is really weird. But even though you get a choice here, I don't think your guides want you to live in a lie. They want you to embrace some type of truth that you discover or you're going to experience soon. And they want you to choose that rather than living in a lie, because maybe that's not really helping you in any way. I'm going to pull tarot to get information about this, so I'll be right back. Okay, pile 2. So I pulled a few cards here to kind of talk about what this is, and then I kind of got the overall message here. So you got the Two of Swords and the Ace of Swords for like what this actually is. So there's something that you wanted to do, like an idea that you got mentally, and you kind of stopped yourself. And I think this kind of involves your passion here. So you got the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands. So I think it's relating to each other here. So there's some type of passion that you stopped yourself from doing. And you kind of lied to yourself and told yourself, I don't need this. I don't want this. So with the moon here, the moon talks about like mystery, uncertainty. The moon is a very confusing card. Then you got the devil, which I think in this case is talking about like you lying to yourself. And the Two of Cups here is a positive card. And then the Hanged Man here is also, I think in this case, a positive card. So there's something about a passion that you have that you've been wanting to do and you've thought about, but you stopped yourself because you told yourself that you can't. You've told yourself you don't need it. You've told yourself you don't want it. And there's something that maybe prevented you from thinking like in a positive way. And there's a need to let that go because you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself that you don't want it. You're lying to yourself that you don't like really have a passion for this. And, in doing so, you kind of like find this love for yourself. Because I don't think you're living in truth where you are loving yourself because of this decision. It's like someone who has a passion for art and gives up on it because they want to do something else and they never fully enjoy life because they gave up on this passion, right? Like they love to create art. So, in a way, this is what you're doing to yourself. But with the hanged man here at the end, it's like you're needing to kind of let go. So the hanged man, he just kind of, trusts the journey. He's just hanging down and he doesn't really have a worry about if he's gonna fall or not. It's all about like trust and all about like actually doing it. So there's a need for you to actually kind of pursue your passions rather than letting them go. Because you're lying to yourself. You're not living in truth, and your guides want you to live in truth. They want you to live in clarity. They want you to live in a positive outlook. Oh, I just talked about that. And they want you to actually do what you want, not what you're telling yourself that you need to do. So that is the truth that you need to embrace here. Because you're losing your passion, you're losing your inner child with this decision that you don't really need to do this. Let me pull a few closing cards for you. Your first card is Relax. It says Delight in Powdered Gold Sunshine. So maybe the reason you weren't is because you weren't relaxed. You weren't doing what you were wanting to do because you weren't relaxed. You were worried about maybe some type of reason, like maybe money, maybe security, like anything like that. And you weren't following your passion because of that. But your guides are saying just follow it. Just follow your passion. Everything will be fine. Self-care. Tend to your garden. Choose yourself. Your guides are saying to choose yourself, like very clearly. You should be choosing yourself. You always should. Even if you have, like a partner in life, choose yourself first. Because if, at the end of the day, if you can't really take care of yourself, how are you taking care of someone else? If if your light isn't shining brightly, how are you going to fuel someone else's light? Hidden depths. Like you only see the surface, look beyond. So you're only seeing what you want to see. Again, we got the fault line there with the crack. So you have to like look past that crack and kind of go in and see that there's more. There's more that you're not seeing, and there's more for you to enjoy than like this boring life that you kind of, gave yourself by not living in your truth. That is it for you, Pile 2. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you would like a personalized reading, my Etsy is linked down below, but thank you for watching. Okay, Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So you got the card Cheer Up, it says Live in the Moment, and you got the Heart. So maybe there's a need for you to kind of heal your heart. Maybe there's a need for you to kind of live more in tune with your heart. maybe you're not doing that. But let's pull some oracle cards to get more information. Okay, so you got the card Rapture. It says sensuality, love, devotion, romance, ecstasy, and pleasure. Maybe you are going through a breakup, but this can also be like a loss of some type of way in terms of like your heart. So maybe you have like a crush, and maybe that crush is in a relationship now. Something like this. But let's pull more cards. Okay, so you got this card and it says focus on yourself. It says avoid the asshole, self-care, bad bitch, and I don't give a fuck. So maybe you did break up with someone, and you know, this card is really just saying focus on yourself. Like it doesn't matter. This is good for you. There's another card that fell down, so give me a moment. So you got the card ghosting. It says rejection, solitude, and self-esteem. So I like this card a little bit more for obvious reasons. Also, we're leaving this in the past. So maybe you got rejected by someone that you confessed to, and your guys are kind of just saying, forget about them. Like, live in your moment. Take the moment for yourself. Focus on yourself because you're way better than that. Let's pull one more. Let me make sure you read that. You got Archangel Uriel. It says illumination, inner power, and ideas into form. Let me make sure this fits in here. Okay, so obviously this is something related to a rejection that you got. Maybe you did confess to someone, but it didn't go well. And again, your guides are saying to focus on yourself, to be caring for yourself, self-care. You know, that I don't think they really mattered, and I don't think they were the right person for you. But if they are meant for you, they'll come back. But you know, no. Like I don't think you need this. So focus on yourself. Everything's fine. Live in the moment, cheer yourself up, because obviously there's something better for you out there. Let me pull some tarot cards to get more information about this. Okay, so I moved this in the middle because I want you to really focus on that energy here. And let me tell you why. So you got the Ace of Wands here, you got the Five of Wands, Justice, the Lovers, and Judgment. So obviously, you know, this is something that you wanted. It was something that was, you know, like a passion for you, but it created so much conflict. this you wanting this person created so much conflict, not only for yourself, but with each other. And maybe it wasn't working out. But you are going to get justice because I don't think this is really your fault at all. I don't think this person deserved you. I don't think they treated you well at all. So you're getting justice. They're going to be karmically punished for this, but in a good justice sense for you personally, someone else is coming. Someone who's a lot better. And I think with judgment here, it's kind of like someone that your guides are sending you. Someone who's a lot better for you, someone who really is kind of meant for you. Someone who will kind of care for you the way that you're meant to be cared for and allow you to care for them in the same way. I think it's going to be more aligned with your heart, more aligned with your desires, and in a way, it'll be a lot more loving. So I think with this Rapture card, Rapture usually is something ending, like a catastrophe, right? But it also talks about sensuality, love, devotion, romance, and pleasure and ecstasy. So with this new person, definitely you're going to have that. There's no doubt about it. So even though this other person kind of left you and ghosted you, right? You shouldn't give a fuck at all. Because you have this coming in for you. Focus on yourself. You're a bad bitch. Avoid the asshole. Self-care. Very clearly, that's what this card is saying. So focus on yourself. Love is coming for you. And, this person that treated you horribly doesn't matter. They're going to get karmically punished. You're going to get a reward from it, basically. So let me pull a few closing cards because this is such a clear message for you. Persevere, leave no stone unturned. Heal your heart. And I feel like you did have to persevere in this relationship. Joy, make time for the little things today. So make joy for yourself as well. Find joy for yourself that doesn't involve someone else. But also, I think it's saying that this relationship is going to be full of joy for you. Success, bloom wherever you are planted. So I think this is more talking about how this next relationship is going to be so good for you. It's going to be successful. It's going to be a lot better than whatever this was, whatever that person was doing. Who cares about them? Focus on what's coming next for you. I really don't think there's a need for you to kind of worry too much about this. Like, this past relationship, you should heal whatever did hurt you for sure. But I also think you shouldn't spend too much time lamenting this relationship because it really wasn't worth it. So whatever is coming for you is so much better. And I'm really happy for you because I work with Aphrodite. I'm all about love, and this is such a good thing for you. Definitely, you're being helped by your guides here. So that is it for you, Pile 3. I hope you find the love that you want soon. But you should heal yourself first. And self-care. Self-care is so important for you. So do that, then the love will find you, and then you'll just be happy. Full of joy and happiness. But that is it, Pile 3. If you did like this reading, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you would like a personalized reading, my Etsy is linked down below. But thank you for watching.